our trip to Costa Rica. Is Amy here? Oh, come on down. Hi. How was Spain? Yes, please.
Hello, is it on?
It's for the cable.
Okay.
So.
I'm Amy St. Arnaud. I teach Spanish at North Reading High School. Last night we returned from Madrid, from Spain, and had a really great trip. First, we were so fortunate even to go due to the volcano and everything. A lot of local schools had to cancel their trips. So by luck, we were very lucky to go, and everything just went fantastic from there. The students had a great time both practicing their Spanish, learning new words, and also, of course, just taking in the art, the history, the culture, and everything we were able to expose them on to during our 10-day trip. I got home at 9 o'clock last night, and I guess, as a testament to how much fun I had and what a positive experience the whole thing was, here I am to talk about our next trip, less than 24 hours later. So, I prepared packets for the school committee. If anybody else or parents is interested in information, please just send me an email. I'd be more than happy to. But lots of information will be going out through school newsletters and whatnot if this does get approved, as we'll be looking to recruit starting tomorrow if we have your well wishes. So basically, the trip is to Costa Rica. We're looking at next February school vacation, which should be nice. First, in Costa Rica, it's their dry season versus April is their rainy season. And also in April, some kids have sports, whatever. So now going to February, of course, some of the same students will have sports or whatever occupies their time. But hopefully, this will be able to give a new batch of students who maybe didn't have the opportunity to come to Spain in April. We'll give them the opportunity to come in February. I'll be leading the trip. Just very quickly, my qualifications. Spain, returning last night, was my third time traveling with students. As a student, I traveled myself, so very accustomed to traveling in large groups. And I'm a Spanish teacher. I speak Spanish. Spain, I had been to every place we went at least a dozen times, or maybe some a half dozen, but several times. Costa Rica, I've never been, so it'll be a little different, be a little bit more uncharted territory for me, but certainly I plan to do all my research and be as prepared as possible. Possible chaperones, our principal, John Bernard, may be joining us. We also hope to have a science teacher join us, as this trip will really enrich the science curriculum, possibly even more so than the foreign language curriculum. I'll be asking for a few excused days for the students. This trip, luckily, we only missed a half day of school. We departed on Friday afternoon, but just with the tour company we work with, EF, they might want us to fly out on Thursday or on Friday, so we may need 2 excused days. Curriculum enrichment, Spanish, of course, language, foreign language, natural sciences, and also physical education. We'll be going kayaking, zip lining, hiking, swimming in hot springs, all of that sort of thing. So not only a chance to expose students to academics, but also a chance to expose students to activities, outdoor activities that they've never done before, possibly. Eligible trip participants, we'd love to open up to the whole school, so that includes this year's eighth grade class, straight through this year's junior class. Eligible students, of course, academic and good standing academically and behavior or whatnot. The smallest group we'd like to take is about 12. We took 10 to Spain, and it worked out fine, but just for budgeting and for numbers, 12 will work a little better for us. So we'd like to bring somewhere between 12 and maybe in like the 45 range, because that's what fills a tour bus. So that'll work best. There'll be at least 2 chaperones for Spain. It was Ed Rose Merrick, the assistant principal, and myself. We went to Spain, and for Costa Rica, it'll be at least 2, and then there'll be a chaperone of 6 chaperones, 6 students to 1 chaperone, and chaperones do travel for free. The price will be a little cheaper than Spain, which would be nice. It should be just over $2,000 maximum. That includes optional activities. And fundraising hopefully will be available. It depends on interest. We gave that option to the students for Spain. There was not a lot of interest, so we did not do much fundraising. For Costa Rica, if there's interest and people are willing to do the fundraising, it certainly will be available. Also, depending on how many students we're able to recruit, EF, the travel agency we use, does have benefits and financial incentives for us, so that'll also help us to help the students with the cost. And also, by getting a bit of an early start on this, students will be able to schedule payments for as low as $162 per month. So this trip should be affordable for students. The travel agency will be EF. We worked with them for Spain. I've worked with them before working at other schools. So far, so good. We haven't had any problems with them. We've established excellent relationships with quite a few people at EF now. They've come here to North Reading. We've met with them face-to-face several times and really feel as if we're building a nice relationship with their company. And then just safety real quick. Students will need a passport, no visas, anything like that, only a passport to travel. At this time, no additional documents, vaccines, anything like that are necessary. I included in this packet something from the State Department, and the State Department says, Costa Rica's safe, no problems. So there's really nothing to be worried about. Students may need to buy additional medical insurance. Going to Spain, it wasn't an issue because they do have universal health care, so anybody, including a tourist, can go to a Spanish hospital and not worry. Costa Rica does not have that. So after talking to EF some more, we probably will require the students to buy travel health insurance, which will cost $125. So again, very affordable. It's also trip insurance as well. And that's really it. I have a really nice glossy color brochure. If anybody wants a copy, that outlines more about what we plan to do, I can get you one, and any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them.
Were you in school today?
Yes.
Wow.
Any questions for Amy?
I have a question which I think I ask this every time, and it's mainly of Carl, of these kinds of trips. And this is completely optional. But again, we approve it, but what's the school department's liability on these kind of trips?
As with even when the school committee approves a trip, whether it be an athletic event, a field trip, or an international event, the town of North Reading is not responsible for any medical or liability issues. The understanding is that the student's parents or the student's family insurance or something of that nature will cover it. The town of North Reading doesn't come into play until or if there's a civil suit.
Okay. So it's not, we have no liability for health insurance, and you mentioned the additional health insurance that you're going to recommend.
Yeah, well, what we did for Spain is first the travel agency, EF, they have several documents that the students and parents both sign that more protects them, but also does have some language to protect us as well. We had all the students sign more or less a field trip, what they had signed to go on a field trip, a power of attorney, so that way if there was a medical emergency or anything, we'd be covered by that, and we'd be able to make decisions if need be. Of course, we carry medical information, whatnot, on the students at all times. And like I said, just something we didn't need for Spain, but probably will need for Costa Rica, is this additional insurance, just to make sure.
Okay.
We have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the trip for February of 2011 to Costa Rica.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
3-2. Thank you, Amy.
Hi, thank you.
3 to 2 is good.
Yeah, 3-2 in your favor.
You're in your... Maureen, hold on a second. Hold on a second.
Little presentation.
Before we get into the budget, we have something else we'd like to do here. Mr. Venezia?
Oh, I wish I'm going to videotape this whole
Since I see mostly familiar faces here, I think most of you probably know that this is Maureen Barker's last meeting as a member of the school committee. Maureen's been serving the town of North Reading now in a formal capacity for the last 20 years. In 1991, she was appointed to the finance committee. She served 5 years on the finance committee. She was a young lady then, and she's still a young lady now. She changed a bit, I've known her all that time. She served 5 years on the Finance Committee, twice serving as the chairperson of the Finance Committee. And in 1995, for the first time, she got elected to the School Committee. And she served 5 consecutive terms on the School Committee, 4 times serving as chairperson, including this past year. Multiple times, I think 5 or 6 times as the vice chair, serving on numerous committees. So she's had 20 years of continuous service in the town of North Reading. I remember I first met Maureen back in 1990 or 91 when we were both on the Space Study Committee together. And we're still studying space in North Reading. So I'm not sure we fulfilled our mission.
doing something with the badge.
We did. And then and Maureen's been instrumental in so many things with the school committee over the last 15 years. She had a hand in and served on the school building committees to renovating the little school, the Hood School, the Batchelder School. She's been involved in also the plans to go ahead and do the secondary school building committee. She's been involved in various contract negotiations. And Maureen, over those 15 years, never lost her enthusiasm to serve the students of North Reading. That's a long time to serve in this capacity. You don't get a whole lot of credit for it, as most of you know, because you go out and serve on different committees, so for the most part, Maureen never really looked for any credit. But she never lost her enthusiasm. This past year, she served as chair, and even though she knew she wasn't running for re-election, she worked she's still working, right up until the last minute trying to get things done. And over the last 6 months, she's been involved in the superintendent search, which was a lot of work, and it went flawless. We were so pleased the way this thing went. We had a search committee. Maureen directed the entire process, and we had great success in having Dr. Keith Manville as our interim superintendent. He's done a fantastic job. And now we're going to have Kathleen Willis, who's going to start on July 1st. And again, that's all due to Maureen's efforts. And she's been working really hard on the budget. So again, I've served with 10.5 years. I'm going to miss her. We lost Steve Jervy 2 years ago. We got some pretty good replacements, but I mean,
I know what you drive.
Two veteran members of the school committee, and again, it's been a pleasure working with Maureen all these years. We do have a plaque here. I don't know, this plaque probably costs $3. Until the next
Austerity.
We'll probably take her out afterwards. So this is a plaque to Maureen Barker, North Reading School Committee, 1995 to 2010 for your 15 years of service.
Wow.
Maureen.
Now they're gonna make it up to us by taking our picture after Jerry and Sullivan.
I want to sit next to him. All right. Oh, yeah, me.
Another 13 years, so as far as Maureen. Flip from this side. Turn this side, please. Other side. The other side.
I don't like wearing it either.
That's amazing, Maureen has the biggest smile. I wonder why. Now, what are your names again? Okay, good, thank you.
Maureen has the biggest smile
Yeah.
because this is her last.
Well, it's been my pleasure.
You don't serve 15 years without serving with a wonderful group of administrators, school committee members, and other town board members. Would last that long, you have friends and faces. In the years that I've lived in North Reading for 21 years, my friends have come from this serving, from serving on the committee. And I'm not going to say I'm going to miss you because I'm still going to run into everybody, right? Can't think about it. Anyway, back to the budget. Oh, thank
Maureen.
you, everyone.
Excuse me, before you do that, in keeping with the same theme, I'd just like to announce another retirement.
Yes.
Not mine, I already have. But in the short time I've been here, you've been in public education long enough, you run into people who are really committed to their job, which is different from people who should be committed for doing their job. That's me. The other guy is truly committed to his job, and it's with a great deal of pleasure and not a little bit of regret that I announced to the committee tonight that Mr. Bill is